You are walking to the end of your own street. There is a sidewalk under your feet. Then there isn't. It doesn't end at a corner or a crossing. It ends at a driveway, halfway down the block. Grass, then a ditch, then the road. You step onto the road. A car passes your shoulder at 40 miles an hour. You are 11 minutes from a shop that sells milk, and you will not walk there. You will drive because walking is now the dangerous option. It feels like nobody planned this, like your sidewalk simply ran out of money, but that's not true. Somebody wrote it down. In 1948, the Urban Land Institute published a handbook for the men who build neighborhoods. There is a sentence in it about large lots, 100 feet wide or more. On streets like yours, it says, sidewalks may be eliminated without objection, not without cost. Without objection, because nobody in that room had the job of objecting. So here is the question. If your sidewalk was deleted on purpose, what was bought with it? To see what was taken, look at the place that invented the shape of your street. In 1928, the City Housing Corporation bought farmland in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Two planners, Clarence, Stein, and Henry Wright, drew a town on it. They called it Radburn and gave it a slogan, "A town for the motor age." That sounds like surrender. It wasn't. They had looked at the car, decided it was going to win the street, and took the street away from it. Radburn is built out of superblocks. Inside each one, the roads stop. They come in from the edge, reach the houses, and end. Cul-de-sacs. The car gets to your back door and no further. Then, where the through road would have been, they put a park. Not decoration. Infrastructure. A green spine with a footpath down the middle, joined to the next park by bridges and underpasses, so your child could cross the town without meeting a car. The houses were built backwards to make it work. Your front door faces the path. Your back door faces the driveway. The cul-de-sac was not invented to trap you. It was invented to trap the car. Radburn opened in May 1929. 5 months later, the market collapsed and building halted at a fifth of the plan. The most copied residential idea in American history was tested once, at 1/5 scale, then abandoned by its own developer. And look which half got copied. Not the park, not the footpath, not the bridges. The dead end. The cul-de-sac went into every subdivision in the country because it was the cheap half. It shortens the road, cuts the pipe runs, turns awkward land into sellable lots. The footpath did none of that. You got the shape. You did not get the reason. By 1948, this was an industry, and industries write manuals. The Urban Land Institute's Community Builders Council produced the Community Builders Handbook. How wide to cut a lot, how to curve a street, and where a builder can save. Sidewalks may be eliminated without objection. Read it the way a builder reads it. A sidewalk is concrete, and labor and land you cannot sell, and a thing the town may later ask you to repair. Delete it and all four disappear. Now notice what the sentence does not claim. It does not say nobody will need it. It does not say no child will walk there. It says nobody will object, and nobody did. The buyer was looking at the kitchen. The town was looking at the tax base. You were not born yet. Planners noticed. In 1957, the American Society of Planning Officials published a report called Sidewalks in the Suburbs, and it records the arguments they were losing to. Builders preferred a rolled curb. The low-sloped kind a car rides straight over. It saved 20% against a straight curb and gutter, and it made the edge of your road soft, continuous, and unclear. The National Safety Council recommended sidewalks in residential areas without exception. In 1955 in Louisville, the Veterans Administration had already reversed itself and begun requiring them because of what was happening to children on foot. The council was right, and it lost. It was arguing about children. The other side was arguing about 20%. There's an obvious objection here. A sidewalk is cheap. It is the least expensive thing on a construction site. If this were only a builder shaving a margin in 1948, some town, across 70 years, would have put them back. Almost nowhere did, because by then the deletion had made itself correct. The same decades that took your sidewalk also moved your shop. Zoning put your milk 2 miles away, and a sidewalk that runs 400 feet and stops at a 6-lane road takes you nowhere. So, when you ask for one, the honest answer is that you would not use it. That is the trick, and you have seen it before. Nobody has to keep making the decision. The first decision builds a world that argues for itself. You can measure what it did to you. In 1969, the United States Department of Transportation asked families how their children reached school. 48% of children aged 5 to 14 walked or cycled. 12% arrived by car. By 2009, 13% walked or cycled, and 44% arrived by car. That is not a change in parenting. It is not fear, and it is not phones. Those numbers move when the distance moves. In 1969, the school was a walk. Then your lots grew, your streets stretched, your schools moved onto arterial roads with nothing to cross them on, and the walk stopped existing. Your parents were not braver than you. Their street had a sidewalk on it and a school at the end of it. So go back to the end of your own street and stand where the concrete stops. That edge is not neglect, and it is not a budget that ran out. It is one sentence from a handbook in 1948 poured into the ground, still deciding how far you are willing to walk. Nobody took your sidewalk away. They simply never put it in.